The Scout's secondaries can be broken up into two different areas, the pistols and the gimmicks. Now, this can be further elaborated with the utility versus gimmick, but I won't get into that there. What I want to discuss is which side is A, more fun to use, and B, better. This is a subjective thing, so it would be all in my opinion. Starting out with the pistols, we have the stock pistol for Scout, which, in my opinion, is heavily underused in pubs. It's mostly used for a finisher or as an weapon when you run out of ammo for your scattergun. Also, just in general, being a good stock item. I feel like this weapon's underused in the current casual mindset. In competitive, it's a different story, but in casual, this is a fairly underused weapon, being overshadowed by the alternatives like the Mad Milk and Pretty Boy's pocket pistol, which will be gotten into later. Now, if you want to know the damage and the like of the pistol, go to the wiki and look it up, as I won't be reading that off, it'll just be in the corner as I talk about it. The pistol is, as said earlier, mainly a retreat/finisher, so use it as so. It shouldn't be used as your main weapon, funnily enough when you have a scattergun. Going back to the point about it being overshadowed, the Pretty Boy's pocket pistol. This weapon is banned in TF2 for basically being a direct upgrade to stock. As I pointed in this blog post, in the December Whitelist post from 2017, it's due to the firing speed increase, plus the healing, plus the damage increase, at the cost of a clip side would basically just be a direct upgrade. If you're going to use the pistol and you can aim well, use the Pretty Boys. Feel like you need the buffer for the slightly higher clip size, use the pistol. In a pub setting, however, this weapon brings a quote-unquote new purpose. To be self-entitled needy scout who hogs the damage and healing for him or herself. In serious, the weapon again is overshadowed by the Mad Milk, which also gives the scout an on-demand healing source. The final pistol in our repertoire is the Winger, which allows Scout to be even more mobile for the cost of an even smaller clip size, to 5 bullets from 12, a whole of 60%. In pubs, this is mainly used to get up to high ledges which you normally cannot get up to, or just to make it easier. Like you really needed that help. In competitive, it's rarely used as the pistol is supposed to be able to do damage, and the Winger's heavily reduced clip size goes against that. I rarely use this weapon myself, and I can't find a reason to use it in pubs. Onto the gimmick weapons now, as those being gimmicks are much more interesting to talk to than the pistols. The first one I want to bring up is an odd one out, and that's the Flying Guillotine, which again is rarely used in pubs. Ever since the nerf to the Sandman, people think it's completely useless now, when it really isn't. Reasons for that are obvious. The Flying Guillotine is really good for the reason it's banned in TF2, giving Scout a fast recharging, spannable, bleeding debuff that already deals a lot of damage for basically free, as if you miss, you have little to no problem. On maps in the cough game mode, it's much easier to use this weapon due to everyone being clumped together. Overall, it's still a very good weapon, just a stupid combo which along with it has been removed, for all the good of sanity. Next up is the Mad Milk, which is the most used Scout secondary, at least from what I've seen in pubs. Despite me ragging on it in this entire video, it's still one of the best in slot for Scout. Being able to heal yourself on demand for a ton of healing is incredibly powerful, and can save your hide when you're under attack from a soldier or like 20 different people. The weapon is incredibly good, and is banned at TF2 for this reason. A pretty good one too. I do believe it deserves to be the most equipped, as I've said. After Mad Milk, we have the two drinks the Scout can equip. First is the Bonk Atomic Punch, which, as you know, makes Scout invincible for 8 seconds, and is banned in TF2 for just being stupidly OP. The invincibility is just too strong for a Scout to easily get behind lines, and can be used in pubs as a distraction for other classes to chase you forever. Kind of like a pseudo Deathringer, very strong if you don't care about healing yourself and can't aim at pistol, and just want to be annoying. Speaking of being annoying, the Critical. Skill in a can, as it's commonly referred to, gets you mini crits for free, which, on paper, is a stupid concept, and in game, it's just as stupid. It deals so much damage for so little skill, which can't easily be countered. But, you need to be good at aiming, of course, to hit the shots and thus reap the benefits, so that's the one downside. Overall, I feel like I like to give the edge to the gimmicks here, as there are a lot more useful items in their category than the pistols. As for competitive, most of the gimmicks, if not all of them, are banned, so I'd give it to the pistols then and there for default.